What's up, guys? Welcome to my Zoom class. Um, this is my November Zoom class. As you know, I do my Zoom class every single month, and it's going to be ending once every single month, and it's going to be ending next month in December. So the November Zoom class, the title is "Wanna Get Rich? Buy Onions." Now, a quick talk on investing. Well, it's just I want to tell you a little onion story so you can get why I used onions for this whole talk and how it's going to relate to anything we are going to be talking about. So it's going to be quick. So first things first, onions has gone really high in Nigeria. So I kind of did like this is my Twitter handle, by the way, at Raph tweeting. Follow me on Twitter. I kind of did like a, just like a joke. This is not real data, by the way. It's just a joke. I did a graph showing how high onions actually rose. So it's like a, it's like a very funny graph right here. So it really rose high. It was really affordable, and all of a sudden, it just I did do a disclaimer that it is not real. It just went up. But let me show you something. So this is the price of onions right here, 20,000 naira, and all of a sudden it went all the way to 55,000 naira in October, which is last month. I think it's a little bit higher right now in November, and you can see right here. There's an article here talking about um, onions being high and why it's high. This is by Premium Times, uh, Nigeria. So let me get back to the Zoom class, to the Zoom slide. So what are we going to learn from this whole onions skyrocketing issue? Now let me just drop it because I dropped them in points. So what did we learn from this? You need to understand right here in this article, they have been talking about food getting scarce soon, and they have been talking about issues getting the food and with storage. Now this was obviously, for someone that is sensitive, this was obviously a sign that things are going to go bad soon. So what we learned is all markets, the stock market, the real estate market, the what's the word? Every single market in the world is dependent on a few things, and they are basically based on scarcity or demand. It's basically supply and demand. It's basic economics. So because of the scarcity of onions, the price has risen. Now let me relate it now to investing. For example, earlier when which what was coming up, something like Netflix, there was no huge demand for Netflix, so their stocks were kind of low. There were not when there was no huge demand for there was no huge use for Netflix, and all of a sudden, when the demand began to rise, they began to increase in value and make more money. Same thing with any other company. It's the same thing with the onion story. Even though the onion story is caused by insecurity and poor storage, but it's the same thing, basically the same thing. Supply and demand. When there's more demand for a company or a product, or there's more use for it, then you can see that the prices go up. Then it should always be before the news. It will be so bad buying onions right now because obviously you are just wasting your money buying the whole bag of onions. If you're going to buy a bag of onions, like you can see right here, buying a bag of onions right here is a waste of your money. Just go buy it in bits. But if you have money, you can still buy it. Not everyone can afford this kind of money in Nigeria to buy a bag of onions and or buy onions, by the way. So that's just it. So you should always be before the news and not chase the news. The best thing to do in this situation was to have onions stored up yourself before it became expensive. That would have been the best thing. And how would you know how to store up onions, or how would you know how to be in a stock? Like the next Netflix example I gave, you were supposed to be in Netflix before it became as big as it is. The only time when you should enter is an investment when the news when the news is already out about the investment, is when people are still trying to catch up to the news. Like, let's say for example, a new real estate development started in an area, and the price of the land in that place used to be like $10,000, and the development started, then the price became $20,000. Development has not been, it's just starting, it's not full yet. So it's best for you to buy it at $20,000 at that moment because development is just starting. Then you increase. I'm just going to pause this, I'm going to continue. All right, so like I was saying, So that's the only time you should jump into an investment, when people, okay, like bitcoins, when it started, people didn't understand it, they didn't get the news, they didn't understand, so some people bought. Then when the news of bitcoin came out, some people understood that it's still going to go bigger and they bought. I'm just giving an example with bitcoin. You understand? So that's just how it is. You don't chase the news, but the time, let me put it this way, there comes a time when you chase news, like when it's already overbought, when it's already overpriced, like the onions right now is overpriced, so it makes no sense buying it. And by the way, onions is going to drop also, as high as it went, it's going to go down. I'm just saying, it's common logic. Then the last thing we need to learn is to keep track of events and in our and surroundings. That is events that are happening around us, and we should keep track of our surroundings. For example, this article has been talking about how people have been complaining about scarcity, food storage, and the onions reducing in the market. That was a sign. That's an event. That's an event. If you had kept track, you would have known that, okay, price of this is going to go high soon, so I better buy and stock and then sell later. I'm just giving an example of onions, and it applies to investing in all forms as well. I just hope that I have um just dropped a few things here that could really help. If this has really helped you, please just comment below. I really appreciate the comment. Or if there's something I didn't get or something you didn't get, please just drop it down. I'm going to answer your question. Please just thank you so much. I really like all the encouragement you all have been giving me. I appreciate you. I just pray that December will be better. Uh, December, I will not forget to, or I will not be lazy to do this early enough in December. So before I actually end this video, I want to just show you guys that my course is still on Coastal Academy, investing in the stock market for beginners, and my insider class is still on YouTube. Um, Creating a long-term stock investing strategy. So I'm going to be teaching you how to like invest in stocks for the long term. Basically, it applies to crypto. It applies to mostly everything. I just use stocks as a basics of everything. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, investing with Raph. I should have put those links right here. And the links will be in the. This is going to be on my YouTube anyways. It will be in the description. So subscribe, and the link is also there. Follow me on Facebook. That is the Facebook page. I investing with Raph also. All right, guys. I'll be seeing you in my next video and my next Zoom class. Please stay tuned to this channel. Just subscribe and turn on notifications. All right, guys. Take care.